Welcome back to Heal with Grace and Con. Today we're going to talk about how to reignite your inner spark. So if you're like me and you grew up with a narcissistic mother figure or even father figure, that narcissistic parental figure constantly wanted to dim your inner creative spark. And I want to talk about the long-term physical effects this can have on us and how it affects the different aspects of our lives. First, I just want to share my non-physical experience that I had of reigniting my spark in the first place, which right after I moved into my new apartment and my new home, my new space, I had this message come through, which came from this ascended master energy. And at the time, I didn't know where it came from. I wasn't sure if it was like my higher self, if it was my spirit guides, but now just like tapping back into it, it came from this ascended master energy named Merlin. There's this name, Melchizedek. He also goes by that name. Anyway, he came through and he said, you need to reignite your inner spark. You need to reignite your spark, your inner flame. And I was like, what? Okay. And I didn't question it because anytime I get downloaded messages or receive messages from the non-physical, I'm very sensitive to energies. And so I can feel if something has a pure frequency, a pure vibration to it, like a high vibration to it, or if it feels very unsettling. And so immediately in that moment, I knew that I needed to do that, and it came from a source of unconditional love. So I did that, and here we are a few weeks later, now totally understanding the why behind reigniting my spark. So let's get into it. So basically, your inner spark, it's this inner creative spark energy that naturally exists like in the depths of your soul and your consciousness. It is how you create and express yourself in this lifetime and other lifetimes, in this universe and other universes, okay? And unfortunately, having a narcissistic mother figure, especially dimming that light 24/7, long term, this can result in you experiencing this burnout sensation. It feels like this inner existential exhaustion in your eyes and your heart, like literally in your soul. Like you feel this deep within your soul. And for those of y'all who are like me, who one, have been eating very healthy for years, you deeply invested into your sleeping space, your bedroom space. So you have a really good sleep health. You have really great sleep quality. You know, you're doing all the things, and then yet you're still experiencing this burnout energy. And it's like, what is that? That is your inner creative spark just like put out. Like just imagine some rain, like thunderstorming, raining over a fire pit, and it's just like it sizzles out immediately. And that smoky, dead looking fire pit, that's literally the best way I can put how it feels to have that inner spark dimmed constantly. All right. So I want to discuss how this can affect us emotionally and the psychological reasons of why narcissistic mothers dim our lights in the first place. So first and foremost, they do it out of self-centeredness and emotional neglect. So I'm going to try to speak about my own experience from first person, but I will switch to third person when necessary. So because I was a creative child, right, my own mother, perceived that as a threat to her ego and as a challenge to her authority. And so narcissistic mothers, they thrive on control, validation, and admiration. So when you're over here trying to be creative and authentic, carefree, connected to the flow of all that is, she perceives that as a threat, okay, to her own authority. She's like, this is not okay with me. I'm going to shut you down. I'm going to dismiss you. I'm going to invalidate you. I'm going to criticize you so you don't even think twice about wanting to express your creativity ever again. Okay, and another psychological reasoning why they do this is also because they lack the ability to emotionally validate you, right? Like they lack the ability to empathize. So narcissistic moms meet our creativity with indifference, criticism, and even jealousy, which is crazy. It took my mind like forever to even just wrap around that concept of my own mother being jealous of me, because it's like, one, when I put myself in like metaphorically in those shoes, if I had a kid, Like, ew, like to be jealous of your own kid, that's just some weird energy. That's some weird shit. Like, you've got major issues. And so anyways, that leads us as children, which led me to internalizing this belief that, okay, my creativity is unimportant and it's not worthy of attention, right? So I just suppressed all the different creative aspects of my identity from a long time ago. And then another reason, the third reason, psychological reason of why they do this is they have this like fear of being replaced and upstaged. So narcissistic parents, they thrive on being the center of attention. And so they will immediately dismiss their child's intent, and even creative interest as a threat, right? Like, it's the same thing. It's a threat to their sense of superiority and their attention that they get from other people. Which is kind of crazy to even think about. But moving forward, the fourth reason is, like I touched on this a little bit already, which is their inability to empathize. And so because they don't know and don't want to emotionally empathize with their kids, they end up making their child or their children feel unseen and invalidated in their creative expressions. Okay? And let's just talk about how when you're a kid and you are unapologetically, authentically expressing yourself, like English guys. When you are unapologetically expressing yourself in a creative manner, and that's met with like dismissive energy, criticism energy, jealousy, invalidation, that really destroys our connection with vulnerability. And that destroys our connection to even have genuine, authentic relationships in the first place. And so as young children, we learn that, one, it's not safe to be vulnerable. It's not safe to be creative. And if I am creative, then I'm not going to feel loved in my relationship, right? Which leads to my fifth thing, which is conditional love and approval. Narcissistic relationships are transactional. They always will be. They will never be authentic and genuine. I should have started off this episode with trigger warning, by the way. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there right now. Trigger warning. We are in the middle of Sagittarius season because it's our season. Whoop, whoop. So pure truth right here. Pure truth frequency. So just prepare yourself and prepare your consciousness. So yeah, narcissistic relationships are transactional. So as a child, right, like I learned to suppress my creativity to gain my mother's approval and to avoid emotional punishment. And one thing that this trauma energy healing inspired me to create is I'm going to create a inner creative spark meditation to help you guys heal your inner creative spark channels, to strengthen them, to release all old vibrational residue energetically, also clear out all old energetic layers, dismantle and release all old beliefs and old belief systems out of your consciousness for massive transformation, unrepressed creative aspects of your identity, reconnect with your authentic self and creativity. And I'm also going to throw in playing my own sound bowls in the background. So if you are interested in that meditation is in progress at this moment, and I will post it on my Patreon channel. So I will be selling it for $5. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested. And then moving forward, let's see. Oh yeah. So the sixth psychological reasoning behind why they do this, why they dim our inner creative spark, is to undermine our confidence as children. So the narcissistic mother undermines our sense of self-worth either through direct criticism and or subtle forms of manipulation. So by belittling me as a child, okay, and dismissing my achievements, the narcissistic mom, so my narcissistic mother, can make me doubt my own inabilities, which leads to stifling my own creative impulses. And it feels like you're just lifeless after that point. Like when your entire being is just alive and thriving and feeling fulfilled by creative expression and by unapologetic creative impulses, like when that is constantly shut down and dismissed and turned off and suppressed, it makes you feel so freaking lifeless. It makes you feel so depressed, so anxious, like so sad and so lifeless, okay? And then also another reason why they do it, right, is for this need of control. So the narcissistic mom seeks to control every aspect of her child's life to ensure that the child reflects well on her own image. So she will try to redirect her child's creativity to serve her own needs rather than allowing the child to pursue their authentic passions. Right? Like, I cannot pursue my authentic passions and have a healthy, genuine relationship with my own mother. It just would be impossible. Right? Because everything is about her and how to fulfill her own ego and her own narcissistic validation and her own needs, right? Which it does not align to the highest vibrational contracts for the highest good of all involved. Like, it's very low vibrational. Okay, and then the last psychological reasoning why they do this is they use their children as a tool for narcissistic validation. Oh, this one hits hard. So the narcissistic mom uses her child's achievements to boost her own ego. The child's creative journey becomes less about self-expression and more about fulfilling the mother's desires for status and recognition. Anytime I would do something new and be successful at it, especially around my psychic business, it was like she took all the credit, wanted to take all the credit, and it was like this wouldn't have happened without me. And it just it's just, the energy of it is just so gross and disgusting. Right? Like, she comes from this place of like, I control this, I made all this happen, and like basically she is a pawn for my own egoical desires and validation. Right? Like, I don't want to get caught up in that energy any longer. And yeah, anyways. And let's talk about the long-term impact of what it's like as a child of a narcissistic mother. Okay, so children of narcissistic moms grow up feeling disconnected from their inner creative spark because our natural inclinations were dismissed and criticized. So that led to me struggling with my own self-worth, my own self-doubt, feeling unworthy to pursue my own passions, and I developed a deep fear of failure. And over time, the creative parts of myself and my identity got repressed, and it left me feeling stifled in many areas of my life. Like, I literally got into the food and bev industry at 16, started bartending as early as I could, and I just literally drank myself to death because I was like, what is the purpose of even living? Like, what is the purpose of even being here? Like, you know, all I'm good at is serving and working restaurant jobs, and like, there's nothing else that I'm good at, and I'm not worthy of anything else. And right, like, it was just this like horrible, like sad, depressive cycle that I was in for so long. And I feel like I'm finally exiting that, and I'm finally stepping out into the world unapologetically, like for real this time, and saying, this is who I am. I don't care if you don't resonate with me. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if I trigger you, because my people will always gravitate towards me, and I will always touch those souls who need to hear that I made it through my horrible journey so that they can keep going, so that in their moments of depression and anxiety and feeling sad and feeling grief, that maybe like my voice and my stories will touch them and say, hey, like, you're gonna make it, everything's gonna be okay, keep going, like, freaking believe in yourself like no one else will, and stop engaging with those narcissistic family members, because one, most likely, like 99% of the time, they're never going to change, and two, they benefit off of you for being traumatized. They benefit from you fearing them. They benefit from you being their energetic supply, right? They benefit from those emotional reactions. They don't want you to learn emotional regulation. They don't want you to learn how to respond instead of react, because then they're just like, they're literally physical parasites. They are physical energetic parasites that just like want to suck your life force energy out of you, because they're too much of a coward and too much of a pussy to face their own deep pain and to release and feel their own emotions, that they would rather inflict pain onto others. And it's like they like get satisfaction off of it in a way. Like, they get like emotional, sexual, like, it's disgusting. Like, they get so much satisfaction energetically off of inflicting pain onto others. It doesn't matter if it's their kids, friends, relationships, like whoever it is, like as long as they're getting their supply, they literally don't care. Okay? Just like picture them as like a mosquito, right? Like when you see the mosquito, are you going to be like, oh my gosh, like it's okay, you're okay, like here you go, here's my arm, like go ahead and like suck the blood out of me, right? Like no, you're going to like swat it and be like, get the fuck out of here, go away, right? Like that's how you got to look at them. Like there's literally blood-sucking mosquitoes. And so in order to heal from this, you have to reconnect with your authentic self and your creativity. So whether you do this through therapy, self-reflection, even a supportive environment that encourages self-expression and growth without judging you. I know that for me, like the current job that I'm working right now in the Matrix, like the energetic space there, it encourages self-expression, and it's like so different and so new for me. I never thought I would ever be around that energy. I was like, it's like every time I go to my Matrix job, I'm like, wow, like I can be myself, and like myself is supported here and seen here and heard here. And even though it's triggering to some people, it's like I'm still cherished and I'm still valued and I'm still respected, and it just hits so different, and I love it. And also, if you can't afford therapy, I have free videos on my YouTube channel. Just type in my first and last name, Grayson Kahn, Gracen space Kahn. Go to my live tab and also my videos tab, and there are tons of energy healing content on how to remove your inner child trauma, how to perform energy healing on yourself, heal your nervous system to reconnect back to your authentic self. That's going to help you guys a lot. So yeah, definitely check those out. Use those for your resources. I also have a free ebook on my website too. So you can download that and utilize that free emotional resource. That will teach you what your emotions mean to you. Right? So when you experience jealousy or you experience anger and you experience irritation and annoyance, like you can literally go, wow, like I feel this intense emotion because of this, but why do I feel this way? Like, why was my coworker annoying me? Why was I giving that power to experience the emotion of being annoyed? Oh, because I needed to learn how to cultivate patience in my relationships because I'm not fostering emotional regulation. I'm just simply reacting. I'm not responding, right? Like, it's like me, like I'm the problem, okay? So yeah, anyways, if this deeply resonates, just go ahead and recognize and understand that your creativity is valid, it's valuable, and reclaim your inner spark today. Okay, you can do this. You got this. I believe in you. And like I said, just as a reminder, keep an eye out for that meditation on my Patreon membership. I will post the link in the description box below this episode, so I can provide quick and easy access for that. I would love to hear y'all's feedback on it. For those of y'all who do choose to engage with it, and ooh, it's going to be so intense. I'm excited. I feel like we're going to work with your higher self, Kali Ma, your spirit guides. So definitely some ascended master energies, even maybe Archangel Michael. Like I feel like him coming through. This is going to be fun, and I can't wait to play with this and experiment with this. So anyways, guys, I love y'all so, so much, and yeah, let's see. Any updates? Keep an eye out for my YouTube channel. My one and only video, live video, is happening on December, I want to say 3rd, around noon Mountain Standard Time. So I will be doing a live oracle card reading working with Kali Ma's energy. So I will be channeling the energy of the group of my YouTube channel. So I will be channeling all the subscriber energies as well as the non-subscriber energies who pop in. And also for those who end up aligning to that video in the future. And yeah, I'm just going to do like a massive reading for everybody, massive energy healing, and I'm really excited to do that. Also, surprise! I have an incredible announcement for my Patreon membership group. So I am actually getting ready to start a monthly membership of spiritual guidance, dream interpretations, and emotional healing, and so much more, starting in the month of December. Okay, so it's going to be a limited amount of people that are allowed to join because I can only channel for so many people. And I've decided that the cutoff mark is going to be 200 people. So definitely get a spot while you can. So yeah, this is going to be so much fun. I'm really excited because I feel like so many of my YouTube people and so many of my friends are really resonating with asking for my intuitive advice around dreams and dream interpretations, like just in general, as well as intuitive readings of their energy. So I'm just so excited to be able to hold that kind of space, create that space, and experiment with that and see where it goes. And for those of y'all listening to my podcast, you guys are the first ones to hear about it. My YouTubers have no idea just yet. So they're going to find out on December 3rd, which I'm so excited, which is 2 days before my birthday. And then, yeah, I am actually working on finishing up and tidying up my sexual trauma course. I just got some new research in today, channeled some new research today, and I'm so excited to film one of my last lectures around that as well. I'm also still working on my ebook, and that is going to be published for sure. Right now I'm saying like March 2025, so just keep an eye out for it because there's just so much I'm adding to it, and I was expecting my ebook to be kind of short, and it's actually going to be quite long. So it's meant to be inspirational, and you're meant to read and feel the emotional intensity of the adversity that I went through in this entire lifetime and how I overcame it, and how I can teach you that there is no energy more powerful than you, no matter what. No matter what your little self, your little egoical self says, okay? Okay, let's see. So sexual trauma course is almost ready. Ebook is almost ready. Patreon group is almost ready. Live video is coming up. And then, yeah, stay tuned for my next podcast towards the end of this month for December. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful rest of your holidays. Be safe. And I love you guys so, so much. Stay inspired.